I almost got myself in trouble there. He was just hanging out on his place bed, and I had told him to break, and he was just hanging out there. So I started walking off, and I wasn't paying attention. He started to go back there. So back in that corner by those poles, there's a lot of the little dogs poop there, and that's where the cats go, right? And here's something else. I don't know why I haven't been doing with him. You can use your sit as a bridge for everything, right? And then the sit goes away. So with the doors and all this stuff, he's been really cool. Like, it isn't something that I've had to work, right? Usually you have to work in thresholds because they want to go. And like from the start, he's been like, hey, whatever. I wonder if he's got a poop. Take up. Yeah, good boy. Come on, buddy. There's some kind of noise back there. Good job. So, in other words, like here, I should go tank sit. Hand motion. Hey. Now he's not paying attention. So I was about to do pressure, and then he didn't need it. Right. So your sit becomes. He should not take off, right? Good boy. Right. That's not something I've worked on either. Sit. Right. Usually you got to kind of work on that clipping thing. There's a lot of stuff that he's been super good about that I haven't had to put any effort into yet. Right. Does that mean it's going to come about? Maybe. Hopefully not. You're a good boy. So here's what I was going to say about heel drills. In 4 months, I've probably done it 5 times. Okay. Now there's times where we break. There's times where we walk inside the apartments, and I kind of let this happen, and it's like a big square, right? We walk around the middle thing, and I kind of let him do kind of whatever, and then he'll eventually come back, and then that's when, so it's free shaping, right? So he'll eventually get there, and I can mark and reward it. And I just missed when he was right there, but he wasn't looking at me. So see, and then he starts to go. Now inside, it's just a big square, so he's less distracted, right? Because there's buildings on either side. It's like a big alley, right? So out here, there's a lot more going on. So I might not be able to show you what I was talking about. Right, you put your leash in. Good boy. Right, so see there, it took me a couple times. So that's how I would do it inside, right? Just keep on walking, let him do whatever he wants, let him sniff and check stuff out. Of course, part of that is why he started eating poops. Good boy. So then I had to start correcting that. Sucks, right? How do you know they're going to eat poop, right? So what else? And pretty generally, we just kind of walk over there, dude. Even in his potty walks, it's in the grass. I haven't done much on the sidewalk. You're a good boy, right? So you have outside turns, right? But what I was going to get at, what I'm starting to get at, is you've seen maybe that we do a ton of like position and luring stuff, right? So in other words, we're over there and we're like, ready, sit. And so he's getting rewarded in the spot. He's had tons of rewards in this spot, right? For doing different things. Break. Like we do the whole, I should have took my coat off here. Right? So, right, of course he's going to start playing with it. I was just going to say, see how he stopped with me and he's not messing around? Out. So there he's a little bit pushy, so it was out with the pressure, even though he does really good with outs. What was I starting to say? And that's another one I've been trying to figure out, is how to get him to just stand still, right? And like picking up poops or places where you can use your sit stays. I typically don't. I let them kind of walk around, and then when they settle down, I can reward him, and then I sit and pick up the poop, right? In other words, like if I stop and he's going like this, I just wait till he settles down, and I go like this, and then I get my bag and I get the poop, right? Because I don't want him to be flying. I don't want to be trying to get the poop and he's flying all over the place. Break, right? So, but that's one. A lot of times you want to use your bridge behaviors, right? Sit, stay, down, stay, right? Anyways, heel drills. It's an outside turn. It's an inside turn to make a figure 8, right? You got your sharp turns, right? But he's pretty good because we've done so much stuff, right? Then we go ready, middle. When he comes in here, come on. There you go. Heel. So he's getting tons of rewards right here. And even though we haven't done hardly any leash work at all, and on the way out here, he'll pull like crazy. Let's go. He'll pull like crazy getting out here. Well, not, I mean, he starts to, and then I just stop walking. So I try not to reinforce it when he does it, but there's kind of no rules coming out here. When we walk in the grass, there's kind of no rules, right? Kind of. Everything is kind of. Gotta watch out. Gotta watch out letting them pull. I think that carries over. I have seen a couple people say that if you're on break and they're pulling you all over the place, it doesn't matter. I kind of feel like it does. Kind of feel like it's mixed signals, right? When the leash is on and you're pulling me like crazy to do whatever you want, it seems like that's really reinforcing, right? And so initially with the rewarding inside, like I was saying, I was letting him do whatever. Now, is he doing it because I got my hand in my pocket, which is a bad habit? But you know what else? This thing, I think, makes it colder, right? Right. So we do, like, sometimes I don't walk that often, but sometimes when we go out for while he's pottying, then when we come back, it's probably like 7 minutes of a walk on the sidewalk, and he'll be really good. So he does really good, even though we haven't done a lot of leash work. Now he's about 6 months, right? And like I said, we've done a lot of rewarding in that area. So he kind of, you know, and all my recalls are back behind me into right here. I shouldn't say all because I'm not real disciplined about it, but most of them, right, are back behind me and rewarded in the heel position, all right? You see your puppy getting a little antsy, you give him a break. Good boy. And break. Be sure and walk off in the grass so they understand. You keep walking, they're gonna keep walking with you, right? At least that would be ideal. So you can get pretty good leash stuff without doing any leash work, right? Or without doing much leash work with puppies. I imagine that would carry over to adults too. You do a ton of just standing and rewarding in place kind of stuff. I would imagine adults that starts carrying over too. Now, usually with adults, we're not trying to not walk them, right? So there's a big thing that I've seen a few people. They say, don't walk your puppy on the sidewalk for 20, 30 minutes. It's bad for the joints, right? So there's that. We don't have that with adult dogs, right? So, and with adult dogs, that's our main form of exercise, right? Depending on the dog. Your main form of exercise is walking. So we got to get going a little faster, so we focus more on the heel drills, right? Whereas with a puppy, we can say, hey, you know what? Let's do all this other fun stuff. Build that fun and engagement with you with all this other stuff that a lot of people wouldn't think that, come on, man, I want to walk my dog. Yeah, but do you want to have a good walk for the rest of your life? Right? Really build that right there with you, right? Now, again, this is the first dog I've done this way. Even with all the puppies that I've ever visited, I've done a lot of leash work, right? Because that's what people want. Now, if I can get people more focused on this is what a lot of people don't understand with a lot of people that are focused on games and all that kind of stuff. Look, I love that stuff. It's fun. I would much rather do any of that than any leash work, right? But a lot of people don't want to. And so part of it is we got to encourage people to do that more and let them know that, hey, man, this is way better for you, dude. Especially, a lot of times with puppies, we can get people to do all this stuff. A lot of times with the older dogs, they're like, I want to do all that crap. Look, I want to exercise my dog. I want to fulfill him. But I want to do less of that stuff, right? So a lot of the funner stuff is easier to get people to do when they're puppies, depending on the person, right? Because sometimes I've had a hard time with some people. They're like, oh my God, I got my puppy. I want to have so much fun with him. And then you show them all these games and all this fun stuff. They're like, can we walk the dog yet? Dude, just keep doing this stuff. Do short periods of walking. All right, anyways, I think I'm talking in circles now. I think it's about time for my phone to die. Hey, look, we made it. Why did it go off yesterday then, dude? Well, it's 11 minutes now. It's colder today than yesterday was.